Hey y'all, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda, and today I'm going to share with you a few gluten-free alternatives that you can get from your garden for free if you've been seed saving or growing your own food this season. These are very inexpensive alternatives to wheat products. When I was 19, I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. If you know what that is, you know that inflammation is a huge problem for me. To eliminate or reduce some of that inflammation, I have gone wheat-free, and I also stay away from processed sugars. There are several things that we grow in our garden to replace bread products instead of using processed alternatives. There are many things that you can buy in the store that are gluten-free, but that are also laden with preservatives and usually just as toxically grown as wheat. So we try to stay away from a lot of those. On occasion we use gluten-free flour, but on a typical day we try to stay away from any of those alternatives and use vegetables instead. Not only does this reduce our food budget, but it also increases the amount of phytonutrients that we are putting into our bodies. Today we're making gluten-free tuna melts. So I've made some tuna up in my bowl here. You can make it any way you want. I happen to have just used some mayo and some pickle relish that's from our garden, our cucumbers that I made myself. And so I mixed that up, and I sliced some heirloom tomatoes straight from the garden as thickly as I could. So these are very thickly sliced. We also grabbed some basil, fresh basil from the garden. And then I also have sliced some vining okra from the garden. If you have cucumbers, you can use those too. So here's our little toaster oven. I've just coated the bottom, the foil, with olive oil. Here I have my tomatoes all lined out. I have basil leaves here that I've picked from the garden, and where I've cored my tomatoes, and there's a hole here, I have just covered that with a basil leaf so that the tuna doesn't go through and make a huge mess. And it also adds a little bit of flavor and some freshness, and I just love fresh basil as long as it's in season. The next step is to add tuna to your tuna melts. On top I like to sprinkle a little turmeric. Turmeric is great for reducing inflammation, so it's something that I like to put on almost all of my food. It's very helpful, and I like to see it. It's very pretty to me. You could add this into the tuna or skip it altogether. I just like to see it on top. Next we'll add the cheese. Alright, here they are. We just pulled these out of the little toaster oven. These are going to be absolutely delicious. You can make them more brown if you want, but we just like it a little melty. Alright, so here it is, some lovely tuna melts with our vining okra sliced on the side. This is going to be amazing. Other things that you can try are lettuce wraps, or you could scoop out some zucchini and make boats. You can do all kinds of things and still feel like you're having a, kind of like a sandwich, and not have any gluten, not have any wheat, not have those neurotoxins in your body, and keep your family healthier. This will also drastically reduce your food budget if you are growing these things already. So I don't see any reason why you would not enjoy a lovely tuna melt. You can also do this with chicken. There are lots of different things you can do. You can make like little mini pizzas on tomatoes, all kinds of ideas. If you have other ideas or things that you grow in your garden specifically so you can be more healthy or go gluten-free, please list those in the comment section below. I want the comments to be a place where people can go to learn and reference and research and get fresh ideas. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate each of you. Bye.